Hi there, it's Emily with Donut Fitness and welcome to Lunges 5 Ways. Just like in the name, we'll be doing 5 different styles of lunges today in our workout. We'll start with our warm-up, move into our lunges, and finish with a cool down. So we'll go ahead and get started with our warm-up, starting with high knees. This is a stepping out of high knees, so low impact. You can also add some bounce to it and bring your high knees to more of a hop. Whatever you need today. I'm going to stay in stepping. Good. Moving on to butt kicks. Hands go on the bottom, kicking up the heels to try to reach the hands. Again, I'm stepping this one out, but you can also add some bounce to it. Okay, whatever you need to do to get warmed up. We'll be moving a lot of large muscle groups in the lower body, which means we will burn a lot more heat than we would with smaller muscle groups. So you may find that you get a little bit sweatier than you would normally get with a shorter workout or with slower movements. So just keep that in mind. Moving on to hip openers. Reaching the knee up nice and high. Big circles in the hips. Waking up those hip flexors. Even the lunges will be getting into the quads, the glutes, the internal and external thigh muscles. We also use quite a bit of our hip flexors, so it's good to get them warmed up. Good. Another place to warm up is the core and the back. So some nice gentle twisting motions here to wake up the core, loosen up the back, keep a nice soft bend in the knee. I have my dogs in here with me, so you may hear some strange sounds or see little fur balls walking around. No need for alarm. Okay, let's get back to our high knees. This time keeping the hands about waist or hip height and reaching the knees up to hit the hands, whether you're stepping it out like I am or adding bounce, getting those knees nice and high. Okay, knees reaching all the way up to the hands. Engaging the core to help them reach all the way up. Good, getting a little warm. And we'll move on butt kicks, hands to the bottom, chest nice and open, kicking the heels up to reach the hands, stepping it out or adding some bounce, waking up those hamstrings. Getting nice and warm in the legs. This is all lower body today. Good, moving on. Getting those hip flexors nice and loosened up. Getting the juices flowing into them. Staying nice and balanced. We make our big circles in the hips. Again, using the core to bring those knees up nice and high. Good, and finishing with one more round of gentle twists. Stay nice and soft in the knees, using the core to turn and the core to bring you back. Almost there. All right, so I'll demonstrate our 5 lunges, then we'll get started. Remember, 5 sets, 10 reps each. So our first lunges will be forward lunges. So if you're on a mat, step to the back of the mat, hip are at least hip width apart, maybe a touch wider, toes are pointing forward. Step forward about 2 normal strides of whatever your stride length is. Bend into that front knee and the back knee. We're not going to drop the back knee all the way to the mat, okay? We're just going to drop it down and kick it back. Switch sides and kick it back. You have the option of keeping the hands on the hips or hands out in front. I prefer hands out in front. Helps me keep my balance a little better and it helps me keep my chest up. Okay, next after our forward lunges will be our curtsy lunges. So maybe in front of or in the center of your mat, stepping the foot back and to the outside. Okay, we're getting nice and deep into these external hip muscles here, the abductors, bending into both knees. Again, not touching the back knee to the ground, coming back to center, switching sides. Hands in front for balance. Doing little curtsies. Because we're so dainty when we're building strength. Okay, curtsy lunges. Next we have reverse lunges. So just like forward lunges, only we're going to be stepping backwards. So feet hip width or a touch wider, toes pointing forward, stepping it back nice and deep, sinking down, not touching the knee to the mat, kicking it back up front. Switching sides. Okay, 10 of those. Number 4, we have our side lunges. Feet nice and wide, toes pointing forward, hands out in front. Make sure you open your hips at the top. We'll bend deep into one knee, sending the hips back. Come back to center, bend into the other knee. Back to center, other knee. Trying to keep the chest up, using that back strength and that core strength to keep the chest lifted as much as you can. Okay, nice and smooth. Sitting the hips back, okay? We're not kind of like dumping forward. The hips need to go back for it to be structurally sound for your body. And our 5th is going to be the hardest of the 5. And these are reverse lunges with a hop. So we'll step back in our reverse lunge, only this time we add a little hop at the top, bring the knee up. If you don't want to hop, you can just bring the knee up and leave the hop out of it, okay? Use the arms to help you. So right leg is back, right hand is forward, right leg comes up, left arm comes forward. Okay, that'll help you keep your balance. Like so. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started with our forward lunges. When you're ready, I'm getting to the back of my mat. My feet are in place, toes are pointing forward. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, Inhaling forward, exhaling back. 5, 6, 7, 8, keeping that chest high. 9, 10. Good. Moving on, curtsy lunges. Ready? 1, 2, slow and controlled. 3, 4, 5, finding some gracefulness. 6, 7, 8, you got it. 9, 10. Good. Moving on to reverse lunges. Okay, just like our forward lunges, only stepping back. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Keep that back knee lifted. 4, 5, 6, 7, stay strong. 8, 9, 10. Good. Side lunges. Feet spread nice and wide. Toes pointing forward. Ready? 1, 2, opening the hips at the top. 3, 4, sitting the hips back on the way down. 5, 6, 7, inhaling down, exhaling up. 8, 9, 10. Good. Our fifth and greatest challenge, reverse lunges with a hop. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably should have told you we're doing the same leg. 5 in a row and then we'll switch, okay? 1, 2, 3. The hop doesn't have to be real big. 4, 5. Okay, 5 on each side on that fifth one. Should have mentioned that sooner. All right, moving back on. Set number 1 is done. Starting back with forward lunges. Round 2. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really press into the heel to kick back. 6, 7, 8. You got it. 9, 10. Good. Moving on to our curtsy lunges. 1, 2, nice and smooth. 3, 4, really squeezing into those glutes. 5, 6, 7, inhaling down, exhaling up. 8, 9, 10. Good. Moving on to reverse lunges. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stay strong. 4, 5, 6, 7. You got it. 8, 9, 10. Good. Side lunges. Legs nice and wide. Ready? Sit it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep those toes pointed forward. 5, 6, 7. Open the hips at the top. 8, 9, 10. Good. 5 and 5 of our reverse lunges with hops. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Okay, other side. Ooh, ready? 1, 2, 3. Opposite leg, opposite arm, come up together. 4, 5. Good. Coming back. 2 sets down. Onto the third set. Starting with forward lunges. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. You got this. 5, 6, 7. Really kick out of that front foot to get back. 8, 9, 10. Nice work. Moving on, curtsy lunges. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Slow down that heart rate. 4, 5, 6, 7. Slow and controlled. 8, 9, 10. Good job. Moving on to reverse lunges. Ready? 1, 2. Keep that back knee lifted. 3. No slamming the knee into the ground. 4, 5, 6. Weights in the heel on the front foot. 7, 8. Press off with the back toes. 9, 10. Nice. Coming back to our side lunges. Ready? Toes pointing forward. Legs nice and wide. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to catch your breath here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Coming on to our hops. 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Ready? 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg, come up together. 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. Make sure those feet are wide enough apart, even when you step back, so you can keep your balance. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really kicking off with those back toes. Okay, that was 3 sets down, 2 more to go. Starting with our forward lunges. Ready? 1, 2. You might start to feel the fatigue in the legs. 3, 4. It's a little bit harder to kick back. 5, 6. That's when you engage the core. 7. Remember to keep that core tight. 8. That's what's going to help you get your legs back. 9, 10. All right, moving on. Curtsy lunges. Another chance to catch our breath. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sink it nice and deep. 6. Squeeze those glutes. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Whew, now I'm getting a little sweaty. Okay, moving on to reverse lunges. Ready? 1, 2, 3, You got this. 4, 5, 6, 7. Slow and controlled. 8. Strong in those legs. 9, 10. All right. Side lunges. Feet nice and wide. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Remember to keep that chest lifted. 4, 5. You can do it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice work. Come do our hops. Ready? 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Set. 1, 2. Little hops at the top. 3, 4. Whoop. 5. Nice. Switch sides. 1, 2. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 4, 5. If the hops become too much, just take it to your step up, okay? Coming back for our last set, set number 5. 10 reps of each, starting with our forward lunges. Ready? And 1, 2, 3. Kick off that heel. 4. You got it. 5, 6. Almost there. 7. Whoop. 8. 9. Keep it going. 10. Nice. Nice work. Coming on to our curtsy lunges. Chance for us to slow it down and catch our breath. Ready? 1, 2. Inhaling down. Exhaling up. 3, 4. Squeezing into those glutes. 5, 6, 7. Almost there. 8, 9, 10. Good. All right. Moving on to our reverse lunges. Ready? And step it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're as much standing up with that front leg as you are kicking up with the back leg. 7, 8, 9, 10. Side lunges. Feet nice and wide. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Open those hips. 5, 6. Sink it back. 7, 8, 9, 10. Good work. Our last round of reverse lunges with a hop. Ready? 1. Hop it up. 2. You can do it. 3. Almost there. 4. 5. All right. Last side. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Kick it up. 4. Get that knee up. Woo. 5. Yeah. Nailed it. All right. Let's slow the heart rate down. Let the muscles relax. But now that they're nice and warm, we'll get a few good stretches in because we put in a lot of work today and we don't want to get too tight from building all that strength. So we'll first start with an IT band stretch cross your right ankle over the left. Both toes are pointing forward. Inhale here and exhale. Fold forward. You might not get very far, and that's okay. You might find that as you relax into this position, you can get a little deeper. Try to keep that. I crossed my right ankle over the left. So I'm keeping my left knee nice and straight, pressing down into both feet, feeling the sensation along the outside of the leg. The IT band is like a part of a suspension bridge. So it needs to be nice and strong along the outside of the leg, connecting the knee and the hip, and even all the way down to the ankle. But you don't want it to be so tight that it begins to break and crack like a bridge would if it wasn't maintained well. Slowly lift back up, switch the cross. So I have my left ankle across the right now. I'll be pressing nice and strong into that right foot, getting up the right IT band. And fold forward. So we want our IT bands to be strong, but we also want range of motion. So that's why we do a stretch like this after we've done a movement that involves a lot of flexion and extension of the hamstrings and the quads. The IT band is usually a connective tissue that can give runners a lot of problems if they don't keep it lengthened and stretched well enough. It can cause inflammation and then pain. Rise all the way up, uncross the legs. Okay, if you need to balance for this one, you can hold on to a wall or a chair, whatever you have near you, or you may not need to balance. We'll cross the right ankle over the left knee. So we're in like a figure 4 position. And we're gonna sit down in that figure 4. We're just placing the hands here. They can come to prayer. They can do whatever. Keep the flex in that right foot. We're getting into the outside of the right glutes and hips. You can even fold all the way forward if it's comfortable for you. But keep a flex in that right foot. It's going to keep your knee from twisting in a way that we don't really want it to twist when we're getting into the deep tissue muscles of the outer hip. If you don't want to bend forward, you can also just sink lower by bending more into that left knee. Woo! And rise back up. And we'll switch sides, crossing the left ankle over the right knee. Sinking in to that hip. Left foot is flexed. Bending as deep as you're comfortable with in that right knee. And maybe reaching for the ground. Getting into those deep outer hip muscles on the left side. And slowly rising up. Last stretch will be a quad stretch. Ooh. Again, you might use a wall for balance. We're going to reach the left hand for the right foot behind us. Stretch into that front right quad. We're using the opposite hand to reach for it so we don't have the flaring out of the knee like sometimes happens when we have a lot of restricted mobility in the top of the leg. So instead of it bending back and opening in the top of the quad and into the hip flexor, it starts flaring out. And that's not gonna help us get into the tissues that we wanna get into. We did a lot of work on the quads and the glutes and the hamstrings and the adductors and the abductors. So we wanna hit all those spots as much as we can when we're stretching during our cool down as we slowly get the heart rate back down. And gently release. And we'll switch sides, reaching the left foot with the right hand. Getting nice and deep into the top of the quad. Ooh, excuse me. Very nice. Maybe even pressing the hips forward just a touch to get deeper into these top thigh muscles. And gently release. Good, shake it out. You did awesome. 5 sets of different types of lunges, 10 sets of each. You crushed it. Good job.